talk, real talk, real talk, real talk, real talk.
Welcome to Real Talk for Real Teens, the show where we uniquely combine the information teens need with the entertainment teens want.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Real Talk for Real Teens. My name is Kim Creighton. I am your host. And today I have as my guest Julian Lark. And I want Julian to really tell you about himself. So, Julian, introduce yourself to my audience.
Hey, everybody. My name is Julian Lark. I am a celebrity wardrobe stylist and the editor-in-chief as well as publisher of Control magazine, Control with a K.
All right. So, guys, a lot of you are interested in fashion and entertainment and music, and I'm trying to think reality shows. I'm just picturing the covers of your magazine of the people you've had on the color and the people you've been styling. So I'm really excited to have Julian on here because I know so many of you are interested in the field. And so, Julian, what 21st century skill are you going to be talking about today?
Collaboration, as far as the magazine and styling goes. Yeah.
So give us your definition of collaboration.
For me, collaboration is working with someone working with someone on something that's beneficial for the both of you, and being able to work simultaneously without ego involved.
Oh, wow. Okay. that's two different. That's some people can say, okay, I can work for something that's beneficial for both of us. But when you throw that ego involved, that's a whole different aspect to it. So give us an example of how you can use collaboration in your everyday life.
Collaborating in my everyday life?
You mean industry-wise,
right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would probably say, like right now I'm working on a makeup line that I'm launching tomorrow. So I have a business partner with that. I have to collaborate with different celebrities to do the makeup and so forth, and as well as the magazine. So I'm always working. It's never just me. It's always me working with someone else.
Okay, so is that something you've always been comfortable with? Because again, you just hit something that's very important. The fact that you just said you never are working alone. You're always working with somebody else. And so that's why I'm very happy that you're handling this topic, because I spend most of my day, I collaborate a lot, but I do spend most of my day by myself. And how did you develop that skill? Is it something that you had already? Is it something that was a challenge for you at first?
No, it wasn't something that I already had. People will say sometimes that I'm not the best, or I have not in the past been the best get along person to work with. And I think just only because more so I don't take a lot of crap. I'm very upfront. I'm very honest. I tell you how I am from the get-go. I'm very transparent. But I don't let people run over me at the same time. But in the entertainment industry, something that I've had to learn, that I've had to really take heed to is, in this industry, you have to put your egos aside. You have to put your personal feelings and your personal dynamics aside to make it work. This is an industry where your name is everything. So if your name becomes mud, then people don't want to work with you. People perceive you in a certain way. So for me, it's one of those things that I have to check from the door. I have to check my feelings at the door. I can't wear my emotions on my sleeve. I have to be able to take criticism and be able to take it and learn from it. I'm a Virgo, so that doesn't always work for me right then and there. But I am one of those people who will say, hey, this person said this to me. I might not necessarily tell them that I agree with them right then and there, but I shut my mouth, I listen to it, and maybe a couple of days later down the line or a couple of hours down the line, I've taken heed to what they're said and I've learned from it.
And this throws into this piece of the ego because it just really like dawned on me. Everybody has ego, and every industry has ego, but the entertainment industry has ego, and you have to have some of that just to have the balls to be in the industry and be successful. And so, if you, like you're saying, you come in with your attitude. And then, or not maybe just an attitude, with your ego, which means whatever, how you define that, and then someone else comes in, there's a big opportunity or chance that things won't even get accomplished. Nothing will get accomplished.
Right. And that's the thing. You have to, like I said, you have to be able to put aside what your ego is and get the job done. I may not like a person or I may not like how a person handles themselves, but at the end of the day, that's not my concern. That's not my job to necessarily care. My job is to do what I came to do and get it done and do it professionally and do it right. And that's, for me, how I have stayed in the position that I'm in at this point.
And I just thought about also because your position is, or the roles you play are to fill pages of a magazine, which includes advertisement and editorial information, and also you need clients as a stylist. Your ego matters not to them as if they were the artist or the advertiser. You're trying to get their business, or you're trying to get them to do what you need them to do, and so that has to. How has, as a man, because you said you didn't have that, how do you handle that? How did you develop that?
Okay, refresh the question again just to make sure that I heard it properly.
I'm just saying, because your job is to get your stuff. You need your pages of your magazine filled. You need advertisers on those pages, and as a stylist, you need clients. And so your role is just very different from the artist role. The artist role wants to be catered to. They have an ego from a different different perspective. So that's what I'm saying. How do you learn to humble? Because has to be a very humbling place to be. How do you just?
That's the first thing. You have to be humble, number one, because you also have to understand that this industry isn't for everybody. And everybody is not going to make it in this industry. So one of my biggest things is what's for me is for me. I work very hard to make sure that whatever I put out is of good quality. I don't rush it. If it can't come out at that time, it can't come out at that time because I need it to be perfect, because people in the industry are looking at me. But at the same time, I'm not just going to do anything because somebody else thinks that it's hot. You go to our website, you're not going to see the whole Gucci Man rant on my website. You might see that on Media Takeout, but that's not my standard. Yeah, I may know about it and whatnot, but you're not going to see that on my website. You're not going to see that in my magazine. I can put that on my magazine and put that in on my website so that, our numbers go up, but I have a different type of brand. And the number one thing is what your brand is, and being able to identify what your brand is and stick to that no matter what someone else is saying or someone else is in your ear. And at the same time, even when it comes down to advertisers, I'm in a business to make money. I'm not in the business to give away a whole bunch of free advertisements and free write-ups and this and that. Of course you're going to do that to a degree, but at the same time, my biggest thing is that any type of industry especially this industry that you're in, and you're talking about, I want to be a makeup artist, or I want to be a designer, or I want to be a rapper, or I want to be a singer. You have to invest in yourself. You can't just sit there and say, "Oh, hey, I'm a makeup artist. Can you put me in your magazine? Hey, I'm a rapper. Can you put me in your magazine? Hey, I own a boutique. Can you do this with me?" Yeah, I can do those things with you, but what are you doing to invest in yourself? I can't just give you and be your niche. I need you to also be helping yourself at the same time.
And that's a big thing about collaboration. Is you want to collaborate with people who are not necessarily like-minded, but that's not what I'm looking at. You want to collaborate with like-minded people, and you want to collaborate with people who are willing to get up and help themselves, not just wanting something to be handed to them. I don't want to collaborate with someone I'm doing all the work. And also for it to be reciprocated, because if I'm giving you space, or we're working on something, as you said before, when you define collaboration, it's all parties walking away with something that they appreciate and they're proud of, and not you thinking that, I'm here for your benefit alone. And that's one thing. I hear people all the time, blah, blah, blah. Why I'm not going to do that because what's that for me? Well, sometimes you need to do stuff just because it's right for you. Maybe you don't see it. You don't see it right now. And that's what it's like, why am I taking this class? Because you might need that down the line. And I'm speaking of because everything is so math, science, social studies, and English now. Let's say it's a band class. That doesn't go for credit, or that's not. I don't need that for college, or it's like everything isn't. And it speaks to your thing about getting yourself ready. Everything isn't just the black and white stuff.
Totally.
Stuff.
The biggest thing is, I think people have to understand within collaboration. I'll give you for example. You do stuff because you love it. I do this styling and I do this magazine because I love it. When, I started out, I didn't make money like that. I worked with different celebrities that didn't pay me, and I styled them. But I understood what the bigger picture was, and I found out ways. Yeah. I found ways to make it work for me, where I may not necessarily be getting a monetary gain, but I got a gain of exposure to no end. So, for instance, I won't definitely say a celebrity that I worked for, but I styled for this one celebrity, and she couldn't afford to pay me right then and there. Everybody thinks that they're making this much money, but realistic celebrities and reality stars don't make money like that. So she couldn't really afford to pay me, but my thing was I was smarter than average. My thing was, you can't necessarily pay me. I need you to take me everywhere that you go, and every person that you know, I need you to introduce me as your wardrobe stylist. And that builds up my network.
Wow.
That builds up my network. So I was able to meet different celebrities and different walks, producers, directors, everyone, and everyone knew me as her wardrobe stylist. So once I got ready to leave her or work out on my own and do other stuff, they remembered me for that.
Exactly. And I'm going to take our first break because I really want to talk about, you just hit it. Everything is not about money. The money will come. All that will come.
Right.
Everything is not about, and that's what I mean. It's like, why am I taking band? It's not going to get me paid. Everything's not going to get you paid. So let's take our first break, and I want to talk about more about developing collaborative relationships that aren't just about monetary. So hold on just a second.
Okay.
Follow us on Facebook at Real Talk for Real Teens and on Twitter at RTFRT Radio.
Okay, so we're back. We're talking to Julian Lark. He is editor-in-chief, publisher, and it's something else you said that I know you do with Control Magazine, that's Control with a K, as well as they have a magazine, they have a website, as well
and
as
I'm launching my first makeup line tomorrow.
Makeup line. What's the name of the makeup line?
Unapologetic.
Okay. And so let's talk about ways to collaborate, because this is one thing that I've noticed. I have been searching for interns to help me with this show. I am meeting all kinds of people. And so I need somebody to help me book, if nothing else. And I want to be able to take young people. I'm going to this big event Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with all these big movers and shakers who are coming to the city. And I'm going. Oh, I didn't tell you. That's my first. I got my first press pass, Julian. Yay! And so, Julian, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay. And so I got my first. So I'm going to this thing, and I really would like to take a young person with me on these things so they can meet somebody. But I've had the hardest time getting an intern because their whole thing is, if they're not getting paid, they don't see it as a job.
Oh, see, and I've had that same issue, but this is my thing. And I want every person out there in the industry to really understand this. Just because you might not necessarily get a financial check in your pocket does not mean you're not getting paid by something. I have had people, if you take them to a concert and they're backstage and they're working and interviewing that celebrity, everybody else had to pay to get into that concert. You just didn't have to pay to get into it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a financial gain. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Those things cost. If you're getting, like for instance, we get products sent to us on a regular. If I give you that product, you just got paid. You might not get paid monetarily cash for you to go spend it at the nightclub, but if you're walking around with $150 purse on your arm, that's a paycheck. If you just got tickets to go to the Beyonce concert and them tickets cost $300 and you didn't have to pay to get in it, you just got paid.
Exactly, and it's like they don't take it serious. And these are people who say they want to be journalists or they want to be in the journalism field. And it's like, how do you not see the opportunity?
They don't want to be. They don't want to be in this industry because I can tell you right now, the first job that they get with a celebrity ain't gonna be paid. I'm gonna tell you that from the get go. The first celebrity you get hired by, you're gonna be working at least 3 to 6 months while getting a paycheck.
And that's one thing I really want to get in their heads. Interning
especially
is
in Atlanta.
very well. Just period. If I'm offering, I can figure out a way to pay you. But I'm offering you so much more than what I can give you. $10 an hour or whatever that is. Because if that's the case, I can get anybody to do that. But I've handpicked you. I'm training you. I'm introducing you to people. And I think just for a work ethic standpoint, I'm not doing it. And people may say I'm wrong, but I'm not doing it.
Well, no,
I'm not doing it.
It's not necessarily. My thing is, it'll come to you. You have to earn it. I'll give you a prime example. I worked on a major reality show. I am one person. I styled 5 women on this reality show, and when I first got hired, I was told there was no paycheck involved. And everybody's like, no, don't take it, they got money. But I looked at the bigger picture. And the bigger picture was one of the main people had a name that holds so much weight in this industry. So I took the job. I worked my ass off. When I tell you, literally worked my ass off. And now working for that person, I was able to contact major labels like Versace, like Armani, and as a wardrobe stylist, that builds my network.
That's gold.
That opened
that's
a lot of doors. Right, that's gold. No amount of money you paid me could have offered me that. But now, of course, I've been in the industry 4 years, so now, I've paid my dues. So I want to start getting paid. I want to start working, but you have to pay your dues first.
And I guess that's where I am. I've spent hours working for people that I admire for nothing, just so I could just be at their elbow when they're having a conversation or they invite me to a meeting, so I can hear what's going on. And that's the collaborative part. That's that part of
and they have to understand that. I used to have this saying when I was a waiter. And I don't even know if anyone remembers this, but I used to say some people are meant to read magazines and some people are meant to be in them. And you have to understand which you are. Are you meant to read that magazine? Are you meant to sit on your house and go work a 9 to 5 for somebody else? Or are you meant to run your own business and be a part of this industry? Everybody's not meant to be a part of this industry.
And also, even if you worked at 9 to 5, you can get so much more. Even like we're thinking about, like the mentor-mentees relationship is a very collaborative relationship. So everybody's talking about, oh, get you a mentor, oh, get you a mentor. Why would anybody mentor anybody who is not giving back? My mentor is a huge successful lawyer and business person in Chicago. Why would he mentor me if there is nothing I can give him in return? If he doesn't see me humping every single day, what would be the
totally? But that's the thing. You also have to realize you're never too big to have a mentor. You're never too big to collaborate with someone. Even with me, owning a magazine, having a makeup line, doing styling. You know, I've found a lot of people, but I still have a mentor. I still have people that I call on to get advice from, and that give me advice that are bigger than I am. But that's how you grow. That's how you continue to work in this industry. The people that don't want to collaborate, the people that don't want to intern, I promise you won't make it in this industry long, because all they're thinking about is that dollar that's in their pocket, and it's so much more.
Term. And that short term. They're not thinking of the long version. I remember when you first started, and I offered to help, and you needed me to write something, be one of your writers, and I knew that wasn't what I was passionate about. I could have done it. I could have just done that for you, but I was like, no, that's not where my heart is, and I wish you all the best. And everything that you've done, I've supported you when you are upset. I've made sure I reached out and say, hey, keep going. And that's my way of collaborating on what you're doing. And so it's providing that support and not just seeing it from my own perspective. Yes, I could be on the Julian Lark gravy train right now, but I knew that wasn't what I wanted to do. And so it's not always about it's about figuring out what is best for all involved. This is an analogy I use when it comes to collaboration. People say, compromise. Well, I don't believe in compromise. Because let me give you an example of what most compromise looks like. I put my stuff on the table, you put your stuff on the table, we just start hacking away at it. I don't like that, da. And so by the time we're left, both got something we don't want. We're not completely happy with it, but we just compromise. And so the difference for me, collaboration is you put something on the table, I put something on the table. We just start mixing this thing up. We just, let's see how that goes, and we move it this way. And then we create something together that wasn't there before.
Right.
And that takes, like you said, putting your ego aside. That takes saying, you know what, or like you said before, sometimes shutting the hell up, just closing your mouth at that moment, because you don't know what can be created out of everybody getting their hands dirty, getting sweaty, getting frustrated, and figuring out how to make this thing do whatever this thing is going to do.
No, I totally get it.
And so, because I know you were just at New York Fashion Week. Tell me how.
Yeah, I was. Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, because I know you were. I saw the pictures. You were at New York Fashion Week. Well, no. Let's talk about your project that you have coming up. So, just quickly, how did you collaborate? Because you had to have the idea. And I'm talking about your makeup line that's coming out tomorrow. So how did that come about?
Okay, so the makeup line came about because I have this young girl, or this young lady, that I've been mentoring for the past 4 years. And she came to me, she wants to be a fashion designer, and then she was she wanted to do this makeup line. And she came to me about it, and I saw the potential in the makeup line, but it wasn't really going anywhere at the rate she was going. So I was like, I have been wanting to do something. I'm wanting to brand myself in a new way for the new year, outside of styling and the magazine. And I've been trying to figure out what kind of project I could work on. And, I'm very passionate about fashion and makeup and hair and all that stuff. So I was like, this would be a great opportunity for us to collaborate on this as a whole. So we sat down, we had a couple meetings, we talked for a few months or whatnot about what we wanted the overall look and the feel to be, and the colors, and, how we wanted this to come about. And, we just been working on it for, like I said, a few months or whatnot. And I knew I wanted my name to be unapologetic. She has her company, and so we collaborated on it where more so I'm the face of it, and I'm pushing it out there, and we're pushing and doing this product together, and we're building her brand as well as building my brand.
And that is a perfect example of collaboration. So you say you've been working on this for months. Has anybody gotten paid?
No, nobody has gotten paid at all.
Exactly. And that just speaks to what you were saying about you got to put it in and knowing that if you put it in, it's going to come out on the other end. So
totally.
We're going to have our last break, and then when we come back, I want you to give us 3 tips on collaboration.
Okay.
New or unknown music artists, we need you for the show. If you'd like your own mini concert, please send a request for information to realtalkforrealteens@gmail.com.
All right, so let's talk about what your tips for collaboration.
So my tips for collaborating with someone, number 1, take your heart off your sleeve. Number 2, check your ego at the door. And 3, come in with an open mind.
Well, expand on that, because I love that. Check your get your heart off your sleeve, because so many people take so many things personally when they're not.
Yeah, I think
it's just business.
Right. When I first started the magazine, I had a fashion editor, and she was a beautiful girl, really, really sweet. But she ended up quitting because she told me all of her ideas I kept shutting down. Well, you can't get upset because I shut every idea down. That means you just need to go back to the drawing board and figure out something that's going to work. You can't get that emotionally attached to, something that doesn't work. I'll give you a prime example. I'm a wardrobe stylist, but when I first started this business, I did not have the connections to be able to pull high-end clothing like I do now. And I was doing a photo shoot with Tiara Marie and Tiana Taylor. And Tiara Marie walked into the bathroom and came back out and said, I called my wardrobe stylist to bring a few things. And that bothered the hell out of me because I'm new. I'm still trying to get it, and she didn't like what I brought. But you know what? I had to check my ego at the door, and I had to say, you know what? Cool, not a problem. At the end of the day, I'm still styling this. So I had to collaborate with somebody. I had to collaborate with somebody else. They could do something that I couldn't do. So it's a benefit. We turned it out, and we made it work.
Exactly. The benefit, the bigger picture for everybody involved. She knew, had that feeling that whatever you bought wasn't going to work for her or work for her style or whatever. Then she did not go complain about it. She said, hey, let me bring somebody in. Then, even if she didn't tell you about it, she brought somebody in.
Right.
You checked your ego. You checked your feelings at the door, and you made it work.
Right.
And then that's something in your portfolio that you didn't have in the beginning.
Exactly. I didn't like it. It pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. It pissed me off. But I was like, hey, I got to make this work, It is what it is.
Exactly. And as I said, at the end of the day, you had something in your portfolio that you could use.
Right.
And
still in my
clothes.
portfolio.
I was about to say, and high-end clothes that you couldn't get. So, again, you could have sold that as if you could get those high-end clothes that you really didn't have access to.
Right,
well,
right.
So tell everybody, give everybody your social. I really want, again, I'm doing what I can to support you. Tell people about your magazine. Tell people about, because you said you wouldn't have Gucci Mane on it. So tell them what kind of, what is your brand?
My brand is fashion. It's high fashion, redefining fashion and your lifestyle. Control Magazine is sold at Barnes & Noble. You can purchase it. It comes out bi-monthly. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Facebook as Control Mag. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Julian Lark. And you can also find my sister publication, Control Girl, by the same on all of those sites. And then you can find the new makeup line, Unapologetic, on Instagram, unapologetic_LLC, and on Twitter, unapologetic LLC.
Well, thank you so much, Julian. It's been great having you. Thank you for taking time out. I know your schedule is very busy. And come talk to these young people about an industry that so many of them want to get in and giving them tools and strategies for ways to be successful.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on the show today.
All right. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening, and join us every Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for more Real Talk for Real Teens.